Welcome back everyone. Apple actually went ahead and released their Apple Watch Series 7, and believe it or not, we are going to compare it to the cheapest Apple Watch Apple currently still sells brand new, which is the Apple Watch Series 3. Now you can pick up both of these Apple Watches from the links down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now this is what I'll definitely tell you. I think the Apple Watch Series 7 is pretty overpriced for the value that you're getting, but I also don't think you should probably still maintain or buy an Apple Watch Series 3 at that $199 price tag. I think the Apple Watch SE is more than enough. I think that's a perfect priced Apple Watch at $279, and you can purchase all of those, brand new. But the Apple Watch Series 3 kind of has a little troubling history in my opinion, and ever since watchOS 8, the new version of watchOS, it's really had a huge impact on this Apple Watch, and because of that, it really makes me kind of not want to recommend people to buy it right now. Although if you still own it, I think that's a whole different ballpark. So the Series 3 came out a couple of years ago, and although it's not the latest and greatest, Apple is still selling this thing. It does have kind of an outdated design. It has a 42mm, front screen, where the Apple Watch Series 7 has a 45mm, front screen, less bezel overall, but somewhat in the same form factor, which is really nice. Now the bands work across all these Apple Watches, which is great. So if you have an Apple Watch Series 3, it should work, and it will still work on the Apple Watch Series 7, which is tremendous. But like I mentioned, with the Apple Watch Series 3, there have been so many issues with this specific Apple Watch since the, last year, that even if you were to pick it to this thing up brand new, there's just going to be a lot of issues you're probably going to have. It's not the fastest thing anymore. There's a lot of issues here and there, and that's why even an Apple Watch SE is going to be so much better than the Apple Watch Series 3 for sure. Now the front panels, there's obviously a little bit of a difference. With the Apple Watch Series 3, different sizes, it's a smaller size, but the Apple Watch Series 7 has a much better and bigger display, which is nice. There's less bezel, and some people may prefer that over the Apple Watch Series 3. On top of that, the Apple Watch Series 7's panel is more brighter apparently, it's going to have more screen real estate, and it also has an always-on display, where the Apple Watch Series 3 does not have an always-on display. Although the display is still pretty decent on that, watch, the Apple Watch Series 7 is going to be the better one in that specific example. Now you still have the digital crowns on the same side, you still have pretty much the same power button and everything, but there is a little bit of different functionality between the actual digital crown itself, because you actually have blood oxygen levels mapping, you have ECG apps, and although you have, high and low heart rate notifications on both watches, that's a really awesome thing that you have on the Apple Watch Series 7. And if you're somebody who wants to monitor your health a little bit better, that's going to be a better machine for you, the Apple Watch Series 7 over the Apple Watch Series 3. So without a doubt, that is a very, very big thing to keep in mind. Although the Series 3 still has a lot of functionality, the Series 7 has a lot more functionality when it comes down to it. On top of that, the wireless charging pads are the same thing, and when I feel both in the hand, they both feel like the same exact watch. One doesn't feel astronomically more premium than the other one, and I think that's a big thing to keep in mind. Whether you pick up the Series 7 or the Series 3, both are going to feel premium, and both are going to be great in that specific standpoint. Now going a step further and talking about longevity, this is one of the biggest differences between these two watches. Because the Apple Watch Series 3, I don't even know why Apple's still selling it anymore, but because the Apple Watch Series 3 came out a couple years ago, you have to keep in mind that the predecessor of the Series 3, which was the Apple Watch Series 2, is already technically unsupported with software. It stopped with the last version of software, and it really hasn't gotten another update since then. So I'm not really too sure what's going on with that. Apple just keeps supporting the Series 3, and I'm pretty sure watchOS 8 is going to be the last version of software that this specific Apple Watch gets. I don't think it's a crazy big deal, it's totally understandable, but that is a huge thing to keep in mind, that if you were to buy an Apple Watch Series 3, you are pretty much not only buying an outdated Apple Watch, but it's pretty much outdated in software as well. So that's a huge thing to keep in mind. And that's really the main reason I would recommend going to an Apple Watch Series 7, so you can maintain those software updates going to the future. So again, if you want an Apple Watch that's going to last you the longest amount of time, the Apple Watch Series 7 by far is a no-brainer. That's definitely the Apple Watch I would highly recommend you to pick up. So that pretty much covers it up in the longevity standpoint. Now, the Apple Watch Series 7 is also more durable than the Series 3. So if you want an Apple Watch and you're planning on going hiking and you're falling all over the place and you're hitting it against a wall, you're probably going to have a much better experience and much less impact on the Apple Watch Series 7 than an Apple Watch Series 3. So that's a big thing to keep in mind as well. Now, some other things that the Apple Watch Series 7 has that the Series 3 doesn't have: there's no international emergency calling on the Series 3. There's no fall detection on the Series 3. So if you accidentally fall or something, the Apple Watch Series 7 can detect that. The Series 3 cannot detect that. There is no built-in compass on the Apple Watch Series 3, so keep that in mind. There is one on the Apple Watch Series 7. You do have, cellular connectivity on the Apple Watch Series 7, so you can get that plan for that watch if you want to. The specific Apple Watch Series 3s that Apple still sells, I think those ones don't support cellular connectivity, so keep that in mind. You also have faster charging on the Series 7, so they say up to 33% faster charging on the Apple Watch Series 7 over the Apple Watch Series 3. So again, that's another pretty big thing. If you're somebody who wants to just, put your Apple Watch on, the charger for a little bit, and then go off, you had that, you pretty much have a much faster charging cycle on the Apple Watch Series 7 than the Apple Watch Series 3. Now, another big thing to keep in mind is, I don't know why Apple did this, but the battery life, according to them, is actually 18 hours for the Apple Watch Series 7 and the Apple Watch Series 3. So according to Apple, and I kind of saw this too, I don't think the Series 7's battery life is that great, at least not as good as I thought it was going to be. All their battery lives are the same. So they say up to 18 hours of battery life. So you can go probably 2 days with it, 3 days possibly. I've been using my Apple Watch for about 3 days before I have to charge it, so I think that's probably a good example. And with the Series 3 with watchOS 8, it really wasn't that great, I'm going to be completely honest. On top of that, the battery size has probably degraded over time. So if you're buying it brand new, maybe it's 18 hours, but if you're buying it used, and if it's been used for a couple years, it's probably 15 or 14 hours to be honest. So ultimately, there's also some performance differences as well. The Series 7 is going to be faster with the S7 chip over that S3 chip within the Series 3. So you're definitely getting a much faster watch on the Series 7. Me personally, I don't really do a lot of crazy things with my Apple Watch. I typically just check messages and see if I get a phone call and maybe see how many steps I have. Other than that, I really don't go anything crazy. I don't do any apps. I don't do anything crazy on my Apple Watch at all. So this is what I'll tell you. If you have an Apple Watch Series 3, going to an Apple Watch Series 7 is a solid update for sure. You're going to be getting a very good specific device with it, and I think it's a no-brainer. But I don't think people should buy the Apple Watch Series 3 right now either. The most bottom Apple Watch I would recommend is an Apple Watch Series 4. If you're willing to go in the used market, buy it. If you're trying to just stay within the brand new market, the Apple Watch SE is probably the lowest one I would recommend. And the Apple Watch SE is a crazy good Apple Watch for the price. I think the Series 7 is overpriced, but if I had to choose one, the Series 7 is a much better watch. I don't think the Apple Watch Series 3 is even a good value per dollar anymore. I think the Apple Watch SE is a good value per dollar, but the Series 3 is pretty outdated. It's fairly slow. The battery life isn't as great anymore. And with watchOS 8, it really did kind of break it, to be honest, in so many different ways. So overall, that pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.